Hello everyone and welcome back to round 2 of LCR. Yes, we're back this week, of course. If you missed out on the Brazilian Grand Prix, don't go back and watch it. It was a disaster show. Hopefully this week things are going to go a little bit more in our favour. I've made a few tweaks. I'm going to be just completely racing on the setups that I'm used to now. I'm completely focused on race pace rather than anything in qualifying, of course. There's there's 2 points actually for pole on a Saturday in LCR. But yeah, this week though we head north to COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, for the US Grand Prix. Fingers crossed this one can go a whole lot better for us. I mean, it can't really go a lot worse, I suppose, so I guess the only way is up. If you're new around here, make sure you get yourself subscribed as well, and yeah, let's dive into it then. US Grand Prix, COTA. It's not my favourite track in the world, but yeah, hopefully we won't spin about 6 times in qualifying. Right, here we go then. Is it going to be raining this week out at Circuit of the Americas? It's dry on Saturday, and it's dry on Sunday. That's reassuring then, so at least we don't have to worry about that once more. Again, I have got a setup. This one, like I said, I've literally just actually used it from, if you guys remember, back to the Daniel Ricciardo video we did. I've basically just taken that and tweaked it slightly to suit my race preferences. So for those of you that want to see my setup, there you go. But yeah, we need to try and make sure we actually get some laps nailed in qualifying this week. So hopefully we don't spin about 6 times. I don't know what it is online, but for whatever reason you don't get any issues in practice, but online the ride height just feels so much lower than you'd expect it to be. We'll try and get out of the way of whichever car that is. I want to say it's Mel. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Ignore me getting all my names muddled up, but we'll go out for another run then. Also forgot to use my hot lap mode throughout the first part of the lap, so that was not wise, but 10 seconds off the pace as of now. Love that. Well, a bit sloppy through the final sector of the lap, but up towards the line. That's going to be a 35.1. Still leaves us fastest, but at least now we've got a time on the board. That's a lot better. Another second found. Doesn't boost us up the roster much, but certainly is a much more competitive time. You know, there's a bit more time to chase in sector 1 that time round, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. We're only 1.6 seconds off Connor. If I can dip into the 33s on my final run, I'll be pretty happy. Right, here we go then. Getting ready for our final lap then of Q3. Like I said, I want to see if we can get down into those 133s. Potentially bolster ourselves a little bit up the order, but we're going to need to concentrate. Let's try and get a lap nailed around this COTA circuit. I'm certainly not going to be towards the front, but if we can improve by just a couple more places, I'd take it. Wobble out of the final corner, but we improved to P14 into the 33s, like I said there. It's only a few tenths actually off my PB, and we might even be quicker than our teammate, well, this week's teammate, as Sims, good friend of mine as well there. So we'll try and find him towards the bottom of the field there. We went 1,000th of a second quicker than Maffio, but we do go quicker than my teammate once more. So it's Aston Martin Alfa Romeo. But yeah, hopefully, of course, we'll try once again to go long early on in the race. Looks like Connor, he's going to take pole position then. A 32.5 is a very quick time. But honestly, 1.3 off Connor I'm quite happy around that, around a longer circuit like COTA. We're definitely still lacking a lot of confidence, though. I'm just not used to the grip online. But yeah, I mean, we were only 8/10 off sort of P4, so I think if we get a good clean race in, you know, points are definitely possible. Right, well, actually, what I'm going to do, the hard to medium strategy is normally the way to go online, but I'm actually going to start on the mediums this week just to make sure we kind of get used to the grip levels around the circuit. Of course, the hard tyres, you know, if we get any issues with them early on, then we're going to be in for a long old afternoon. So I want to try and use mediums, just that little bit of extra grip early on with heavy fuel, things like that. But yeah, in terms of everything else, though, not going to make any tweaks to the setup from qualifying. Just got to, like I said, keep it clean, keep it tidy, and fingers crossed today we can walk away with a better result. Right, well, looks like most cars then are starting on the hard compound tyres, so maybe we'll have a little bit of extra pace early on in this GP, but we could be set to struggle late on in the afternoon. Not too sure what's going on as we try and line up on the grid. They're perfect lineup, 0.1 metres away from the white line. Someone's been disqualified before we even got into this. That's quite impressive. Waiting on Jack, though, I think, at the rear of the field. McLaren bookending this grid. 28 laps then around the circuit of the Americas. Got to keep the instant count low as well today. That's going to be quite critical, but let's just try and make sure we actually make it to turn one with an entire front wing. Lights out, and away we go. And actually, one of my better starts on F122, so we'll just try and hold the inside in towards turn one. I got a Red Bull there, sending it in towards the first corner. Plenty of contact down around the outside. There's even more contact going on there, as somehow we'll just about avoid everyone. That got a little bit scary. So we'll head now down in towards the S's for the first time. There's definitely other cars with damage, so we'll try to see if we can pick up some pieces. Ferrari's gone round. Did I get an illegal overtake? I don't think I did, so I got away with that one. But we're still P14 in all of that. I think since my teammate this week has moved up the roster a fair bit off the launch as well, but yeah, no idea how we managed to avoid those other cars. It's 3 wide down into the hairpin. Mulder will make it through. Sims has got a 5-second penalty. I'm guessing that's for an illegal overtake, when it was probably that Ferrari that span, would be my guess. But another quite chaotic start then to a race here, as Sims going very, very slowly down the back straight. We're trying to look at the inside, but just a little bit scared about where that Haas was going to go into the next corner. Side by side again, though, with our teammate in through sector 3. Can we get right around the outside? Or do not want to be out over on that curbing. But still, this is what's great about the start of COTA sector 3. The fact we can go side by side for as long as we just have, but we do make it through. We are up a spot then on that one. We're into P13, very, very cautious over that bump there through the Turkey S section as we try and just navigate our way through the final couple of turns. But we survived lap 1. Which is better than what we can say last week. The Nascar in front, a little bit all over the road as we head out of the final corner. Are we going to be able to get the run back down towards turn 1? He's aware of us. Going to try and sit half defensively. It's not going to stop us from trying to look around the outside. I think the Red Bull's definitely lost some of his front wing. So I'm not too sure why Mulder's decided to stay out there. Clearly thinks it's not too damaging, but it's going to be through these sets of corners. He's going to really struggle and potentially hold us all up. Didn't really want to have a look down the inside there, but the Haas kind of thought about it and we were kind of left stranded with nowhere else to go. Are we going to be able to get a run off the top of the hill there? Haas really does bog down around the outside. Come on, mate, you've got to give me some room. Hopefully we won't pick up more warnings than that, but Mulder now as well running wide again, so that front wing damage is really costing him. Might be able to just like thread the needle through. We're going to be drag racing with the Red Bull once again, but already a 3-second gap up to the cars in front. I don't know why Mulder is trying to defend this so much. No, he does back out of it. And we are up into P11 then of this race very early on. That's good. We've got a bit of breathing room as well. Let's just get our head down, get into a routine, and keep pushing on. It's quite funny now when you look on the mini-map. There's a huge gaggle of cars behind us, a huge gaggle of cars in front, and we're just the lone Alfa Romeo in this GP, but honestly I'll take that early on. It's really nice just to be able to try and get a few laps in by ourselves. Someone else with issues. More yellow flags, so I might not have as much breathing room as I thought I would. We're now almost in a Haas sandwich, but we're definitely still pulling away from those cars behind, which is exactly what I need to be doing, especially when we're on softer tyres. More yellow flags as well. Oh, that's the Merc gone. And we are now, for the first time in LCR this season, into the points. Rather proud of that. Whoa, don't touch that curb though. That is going to really upset us through the final turn. Second warning of the day. That one actually my own doing. That was annoying. Just ticked it in way too early. I've got to be careful of those. Because yeah, so easy to do at Kota when you're just trying to find a bit of time. Oh, more yellow flags out. Looks like an Alpha Tower has gone behind us. Oscu, sorry, out of the race. First retirement of the afternoon on just lap 5 and no safety car luckily. I think we've got to try and start finding our way around Slapbus though in this race as we close up towards the Haas car. Whoa, no need for that, mate. Down at the end of the back straight. Not only was it late, but it was also completely unnecessary as we were still way back. Frustrating when people just do that because it kind of scares you into thinking what are they going to do when you actually try and battle with them. But yeah, we'll see if we can try and find a way around him. Clearly focusing on his mirrors though, and who can blame him? 4 seconds for the car in front. Oh, I knew the back end was going to go there. I could just sense it before it did it. Somehow corrected that one, but we won't get away with many of those today. Really not getting a good run though out of the final corner. Here comes the Alpine as we head back up in towards turn 1. Not really sure we're going to be able to do a lot about it. And yeah, we'll still go definitely quicker than me at the moment. Hoping we can just try and work with him to get past the Haas car. Not going to try anything, mate. Just go, go, go. Oh, that's annoying. Whoa, that's even more annoying. Couldn't see where the apex was. Lost time as well. Oh, here we go. Alpine versus Haas down at the end of the back straight. Again, the Haas car really going to try and chuck in a late block as the Merc behind me is still really struggling, I think. Just with consistency early on in this GP, but are we going to see anything more between these two? Not yet. Just got to once again be there to pick up the pieces as Alpine tries to compromise his run. Just got to be so careful through here, especially as these tyres, I mean, they're not going off yet, but they will soon. Yeah, just got to be super careful with them as the Haas goes exploring at the final corner. Will re-emerge right alongside, but will let him through. And the Alpine will even keep the DRS. It looks like Slapbus isn't even going to be within the DRS range of the Haas in front. So we head out onto the back straight once more, so maybe now is our opportunity. We'll try and get a run on him. We're not going to do ourselves any favours by doing that, so we're going to have to use plenty of battery as we head up the back straight. This time around he's going to go defensive nice and early. He does actually leave an opening though up the inside, so we'll try and take it nice and tidy on the brakes, get it slowed down, get it slotted in, and we will be back up then into the points of this race. A little bit deep on the brakes into the next corner, just gather it up, roll the car off the corner, and we will, yep, now be back into the top 10. That seems a bit unfair as a warning, I won't lie, but say at least now we've just got to try and only get one more. Really have struggled a bit early on with the warnings here, but it is Kota at the end of the day. A lot of people will pick up a penalty this afternoon. But yeah, not too impressed with myself. But we're getting on to lap 10 though. We haven't been murdered yet, so we're doing better than last week still. Still going to aim to box the end of 12, but yeah, Real Spill is just bolting away.
Yellow flag.
Ooh, more yellow flags. Someone else had issues. It's a Ferrari. So both Ferraris then have spanned early on in this GP, and now another car to chase again, I suppose. Might be nice to put a car between myself and the bottom of the points, as we'll see if we can get a run then on Ross at the final corner. McLaren looks like they've gone, as we'll get to the inside then. We've actually got a safety car. Is it safety car or is it virtual? Oh, it's only a virtual. That's frustrating, because they're done with a full safety car, to be honest. But yeah, we are going to box soon, as looks like I'm having a few small connection issues as well. Right, the SC coming to an end. Make sure that we don't pick up a penalty or anything like that as we head through. There we go. Green flag racing right one of the most difficult corners on the lap. So we'll try and put the power down, but running way too wide there. We'll gather it back up though through the second part, and now effectively the battle will resume exactly where we were, but very cold tyres. We try and get some heat into them. Very, very early call as well from Ross. Not too sure what that's about. But we will survive out of the final corner. I believe we'll have some DRS. Team on us in the end of this one. This time around, though, we're probably going to lose the place of a Haas car unless he's not trying to use the battery either. He's not actually gaining that much, so we might be safe once more, but yeah, getting pretty much the half distance now, though. Of course, those hard tyres might be a little bit loose and lively early on, but yeah, we are going to have hopefully a bit of time to try and, obviously being on much fresher tyres than everyone else. But then, of course, towards the end of the race, we're going to be on harder, slower tyres, as all the Merc's gone behind. And that is going to be... Is that another safety car or is that a virtual safety car? Either way, we're boxing now. But, yeah, that's... Oh, it is a full safety car, so that works quite nicely for us. This could mix things up a bit into the second half of this GP, as everyone, I'm sure, now will peel into the pits. But can a lot of those cars go mediums to the end? Surely not. So it has worked out nicely for myself and any of the other people that were already on the mediums. They're going to try it though, so maybe there is the possibility there to go right the way through to the end, but surely you're going to struggle. There we go, thank you. 2.2 second, sorry, 2.3 second stop even. But of course, yeah, everyone's going to be bunched up anyway. We're just going to really struggle early on the restart. Oh, we've got loads of cars peeling into the pit lane as well. Oh no, we're going to be right towards the front. That's not where I want to be. Sounds a bit counterintuitive, but I don't want all the scary fast people behind me. We're going to be up to, what, 5th, I think? I want to say in this race. Yep, up to 5th we go. And we are on the better tyres, I think, to see us through to the flag. Although, surely, yeah, they're only going to have to do about 14 laps on the mediums. Connor still leads. But both Aston Martins now, of course, we started an Aston Martin sandwich. Both of them inside the top 4. Connor's now controlling the pace. So we have got half a race, effectively, to go then. Here, I'm not really too sure whether this has helped or hindered us. Because, of course, it's going to mean all those cars on softer tyres are going to be all over me, but surely 14 laps on the mediums is still quite a long way, especially with how aggressively everyone is trying to get temperature into the tyres. But when is Connor going to go at the front of the field and trying to put some heat to the rears? Those are normally the ones I struggle with a little bit more. Surely Connor's just going to bolt at the final corner, preparing to overtake. Preparing to resume prepare to resume racing even, not prepared to overtake. As Connor, big light up at the final corner. We're going to have to try and put the throttle down, and immediately not done a particularly good job of that. So the Haas going to try and have a look for a run up in towards turn 1. Cold tyres for everyone though. So we're going to see what he does. Sends it in. We'll try and keep the nose there, but yeah, I think we're going to lose places off this restart, of course, on those harder tyres. They do take a bit more work to get the temperature in, but it is what it is. We should come back to me towards the end. Comes the Ferrari trying to use some battery down the back straight as well. Doesn't want to use too much of it, but he will get to the inside there, as we've got cars trying to make overtakes absolutely everywhere. I think we've just got to try and utilise the DRS as best as possible, but yeah, really between now and about that 20 odd, sort of 22, 23 I want to say, we are going to have a disadvantage to most runners in this field. We're going to lose the spot to the Alpine now, so I'm just trying to conserve some battery as well in towards the second half of this GP. I think we've got the Haas and the Aston Martin up the road as well going for it. But yeah, we are going to lose yet another spot. That's surely got to be a warning. Whoa, come on. Sims now as well, my teammate right behind us. He's also got a 3-second penalty, one of the only other cars that does. So we're going to have to really work together. As yeah, you can just see the other car on the hards, Kingsley I think that is, up in P3, P4, P5. P5, he's losing places. Yeah, he's struggling as well. Horrible run out of the final corner. Not trying to go aggressively defensive on line Violet. It was just kind of where the car spat me. We head up towards turn 1. Let's try and cover him off, which we will. Problem is, again, we haven't got the DRS though, so this time around I think it's going to be even easier for line Violet to go for the move. Not going to try and wiggle around or defend aggressively from him. No, he's not actually going to go for it. So look at those cars up in front. Almost 3 wide down the end of the back straight. We've got to try and get back within range. Again at that final corner, I don't know what it is, but we're just not able to put the power down. It's wobbling out over the curbing, so I've got no idea how that Aston Martin now is starting to slightly pull away, because it's definitely not happening for me still. I really don't want to look behind me anymore. I've suddenly just seen about 4 cars on the proximity, and I know many of them are going to be very, very quick as well. Just see Mel flash up, so it's not going to be long before he's past me, but that bus as well now has picked up a penalty as well, so we are now in a net race with them again. So that's a horrible line off the top of the hill. Every single lap we've been between 1.0 and 1.2 behind into the DRS detection. Not once have we got it. Here comes Mel though. Good mate of mine. We're going to try and, well, not really going to try and defend for him, to be honest, because there's no point. So much quicker than me on this game at the moment. And of course he just swept using a PC, so yeah, Mel, it won't be long before he flies round me, but probably should just get me down the DRS zone. Now onto the front straight, we'll wait and see. Just try and keep the car balanced. Maybe he can drag me up to those cars in front, but yeah, like I said, we're not going to fight Mel. No real point. I'm going to be back down into P9 there, but Mel, you better drag me along, my friend. You better drag me along good. Oh no, I think that's my last warning that I can afford to get, as Mel won't even... I can't even stay in the DRS range of him. How many laps will I be 1.0 seconds behind someone when we head down that hill? We've now got AlphaTauri. I haven't seen him all afternoon. All over my gearbox, so surely he's going to fly past me now as well. So we head down the back straight, and now we are going to be down into 10th place once more of this GP. No idea. Whoa! Who's that dive bombing me? I had to jump out the way there of Sora. It's all kicking off late on. Like I said, this was the problem with having all these fast cars right there. Oh, we got someone gone round. We're going to be immediately back into the points then. This is just getting crazy. Oh, contact between the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull. The Sora will sweep through into P8 then. 3 places gained in a sector. Not even that. Fair play. More yellow flags. Someone else having issues then. I think it might be another car behind us. Can't see anything on the mini-map, so not too sure what's going on there, but 7 laps to go with them. We're into the final quarter of this race. We are still, well, on the road in the points, but Line Violet as well is just sticking to me at the moment, and we keep making little mistakes. Just got to try and pray that their medium tyres fall off. Oh, 5 laps to go. We've now got the Aston Martin of Kingsley all over the back of me, so he's not even one that we can hope his tyres fall off either. It just feels like the safety car, yeah, has worked against us rather than in our favour here today. He's going to have a look down the inside at the next corner. We will try and fight him back on the exit, but I don't think we're going to be able to do much about it at the moment. We can just try and hang close with him. Maybe we can jump him towards the end. This could still be the battle for the final points paying position if those mediums finally start to hit the cliff, as Mulder has moved back past Violet. Oh no, that's going to be... Oh, it's a 2 penalties. Might try and see if we can get some of those removed, because we've had 2 there and the one against the Haas. All that have been a bit strict, to say the least, but yeah, we'll wait and see what we can do about that. Certainly haven't gained anything from either of them. Up to 6 seconds of pens late on in the day. Not doing us any favours. Right, the final couple of turns though to start the last lap here from Kota. We are still all over the back of Kingsley, but sadly it looks like Mulder is probably going to get us both unless we can get rid of these penalties. I'm going to try and get rid of at least one. Definitely should be able to get rid of one. I think both of them is going to be optimistic, to say the least, but we might be able to try and go for a move on Kingsley anyway, because that way, even if I just get the one removed, and maybe we can get another spot by the end of this. But trying to chase the Aston Martin down around in this final lap. It definitely seems like the medium tyres have started to fall away on some cars, but way too late, which will really help us all too much as we're trying to attack up over the crest there. Obviously we can't afford to get another warning, just in case we only get one of the previous ones removed, but we'll see if we can get a good run down the back straight. I'm sure everyone now, of course, will be just draining their batteries if you've got any ERS left, and unfortunately that's going to be a big mistake from myself there as we try and open up. I'm going to be nowhere near close enough to Kingsley. I think he's saved up plenty of battery towards the end of this one, but heading our way then in towards the final sector. Certainly a big improvement over Brazil last week, but we're going to be agonisingly close to points. Definitely should be possible in the future. Kingsley again gets very, very loose and lively, rounding his way through these final couple of turns. Oh, come on, just get it to the line, Matt. Get it to the line. There seems to be a battle going on a bit further back, so irrespective of where we end up with the penalties, we might get a couple of extra spots because of it. Looks like Spilgo is going to be the winner though today. That's close. I think Connor I think he was on for P2. Yes, he has. Round in the final corner. It's P11 on the road. That one hurts, I won't lie. Probably going to be P12, I think. All penalties are counted for there. So even if we did get one penalty removed, we wouldn't move up into the points when all is said and done there. Kingsley did hold on, though, ahead of Mulder. So hats off to him for actually taking home that final points-paying position. But Sims, our teammate, comes through for P15. Joseph, I think, span a couple of times there down in P16. And then, yeah, Apex, the last of our finishers there with Oscar, Jack and Blessing all not making it to the flag. But we have survived, which is a whole lot more that we can say for last week's racing there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. That's left me feeling a little bit sweaty after that one. But a good forward progress was exactly what we needed.